Yo, 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 new day, new day. I apologize deeply to my loyal fan base that I did not upload yesterday. Get used to it. Um, I, uh, I, I had been diagnosed with the shitter, and the shitter and the hungover at the same time. Not a good combo, not the greatest combo in the world. So yeah, conclusion is that I have wiped my ass so many times that it's beginning to hurt when I do so now. But you know, that's not gonna be the topic of today. The topic of today is that I, as the fucking moron I am, have started a new series to watch because I just needed some low effort brain dead shit to watch. So instead of going back to like Psalm 100 or Avatar or Evangelion, if any of the other series that I am already halfway through, no, I decided yes, this is the perfect opportunity to do yet another I don't know, procrastinate on watching anything else. I don't fucking know. I started Classroom of the Elite. And that was a great decision for my for the reasons I just told you. I needed something brain dead, and I don't need to think about it whatsoever because nothing happens. It's just filler. I was just watching filler. Nothing has happened yet. I'm 5 episodes in, by the way, and there is basically not really a plot yet. I'm slightly intrigued by the characters, but that's about it. It was pretty obvious to me that stereotypical happy-go-lucky girl ended up being somewhat of a masked psycho just because of the setting. The setting is fairly interesting, but the story does absolutely nothing with the setting. The most they've done so far is, in episode 5, where, okay, so essentially, it's a classroom, it's a high school of the most elite people, of the cleverest people in the entire country. God, this sound is so loud. Now it's too low. Okay, this is a good middle ground. So, if everyone are, fucking geniuses in their own rights, right? Except they're not really. We don't really get a benchmark for, like, these people are fucking smart as hell or they're stupid as hell. They're just, like, normal fucking kids, right? So we don't really get a benchmark other than the narrator essentially saying, yeah, this is a Classroom of the Elite title drop. Wow, and that's essentially it. So, we essentially have 4 different classes, very monkey brain type shit, A, B, C, and D, with them being, A is the best class, B second best, C third best, and D the absolute worst, bottom of the barrel class. And they have essentially a point system where they get points. Essentially, they get paid every fucking month. But they don't get paid in yen, no, they get paid in points, which is essentially equivalent 1-to-1 to yen. So why the fuck did they make it points? Who knows? But this entire school has its own little mini society, and everybody is, it's clear that the fundamentals of this school are, it's just flawed in general. God, I hate Gorb. The fundamentals are very fucking flawed because essentially you have to go, you have to follow some sort of point system, and you get paid by the end of each month. Depending on how well you did by these rules that the school has, but nobody really gets told what the rules are. And that means that our class, as the anime protagonist class is, they end up with absolutely 0 points. They get like a starting, spending. They get 100,000 points each, right? Which is 100,000 yen. And most of the people blow that fucking money right away. Not money, points. My bad. It's so fucking stupid. They blow those points right a fucking way. And, our protagonist does not. And therefore he is an alpha Chad that has the ability to save the class whenever, one of them is about to get expelled because he's, he failed the test because he's stupid as fuck. Why did he get into the school then if he's stupid as fuck? Who really knows? But it's becoming clear that these rules, I don't really have any gripes with the school not showing the rules and, just essentially making them figure it out on their own, because it's clear that there's like some sort of ulterior motive, that these guys have to just figure shit out on their own. They have to, they have to fuck around and find out. But if you fuck around too much, you get expelled, which is, a very anime, like, this is the best school in the world, and nobody wants to be expelled. If you get expelled, your life essentially fucking ends, right? It is a tragedy of proportional levels. It's essentially like, if you've seen Food Wars, it's essentially like that, somewhat. I don't know, I like Food Wars way more because it's more believable that the fucking food snubs of the world are, there's more on the line. They don't just get bullshitted into like, oh, you don't follow the rules, you get fucking expelled, right? They kind of get expelled on their own terms in Food Wars. Like, you battle for the first seat. It's also just so much more well explained in Food Wars, like the standing in the world. If you, first of all, if you graduate from this school, like your legacy is sealed in this fucking world of foods, essentially, which sounds pretty stupid, but it makes more sense than this, at least so far, because we don't really get any perspective from like the outside world. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what my point is here. I just like the concept of Food Wars more in terms of like the schooling system. Like there are like the top 10 seats, and if you are on the top 10 seats, like you can battle each other for the seat, but whoever loses gets fucking expelled and you cannot come back. I don't know, it might just be the monkey brain in me, but I like the concept of that. But, yeah, I don't know, Classroom, there's something that I haven't really pinned down that just, it itches me the wrong way about, fucking Classroom of the Elite. So, yeah, essentially what we've seen so far is this one troublemaker who is, he has an anger issue, and he is good at sports, and he is not, he's not very smart. And they save him from being expelled. That is twice now they've saved this guy from being expelled. And essentially, the talk of the class is that maybe this class would have been better off if this guy had actually been expelled. Because essentially it's like a collective punishment type deal. And this guy drags the class down by a fucking long, if he's just a bit of a problem. And that's fair, but they don't really do anything about it, really. They just say, oh no, this is a thought we have, I guess, but no, it doesn't matter. This guy is actually, he is our friend and he deserves to be here, essentially, right? He's a good guy deep down. And in the episode 5 that I just watched, I say just watched as if it wasn't, fucking yesterday. He gets in a fight with a couple of second years, I think, or from another class that wants to just fucking beat him up. And they beat him up, but he also beats them up, and because he's in class D and they are in class B, I think, they can... Oh yeah, by the way, that's another fucking thing. You can, I guess, like, graduate your class. Like, you can level up, fucking, collective leveling. That was a bad fucking reference. We we see where this is gonna go. It's pretty fucking obvious that this bottom of the barrel class that is getting, in the first month they got 0 points. They're of course gonna become the A class, because that just makes total sense, right? I don't know, it's fucking goofy anime logic, but it, this is the this is the reason that I can just, like, put it on and just turn my fucking brain off. Because I've just kind of accepted that nothing really makes sense. And you have to do a lot of fucking mental gymnastics for it to make sense. So, yeah, Classroom of the Elite, pretty mid. I don't know, they hold a fucking trial for this guy, and they have, I don't know, some bullshit reasoning for why he actually is not guilty, or, he is guilty, but he's not really guilty, and, I guess funny loopholes, like, I can see the class getting a lot of points for this if they actually manage to win. I don't know, the trial is kind of set on pause, the guy has to fucking, the judge has to think about it, quote unquote. Also, the judge is, one of the gal's fucking brothers, so he is obviously very biased. And there's a lot of, like, personal drama within that, space, but I don't fucking know. I'm not interested at all. I haven't really gotten a reason to. The one I'm most interested in is the fucking protagonist, because there is clearly something, like, he is the fucking guy that just wants so desperately to go under the radar, but he can't really, because he's just, he's the fucking protagonist, and he's building a little harem without, without wanting to, because it's an anime, so of course, he's gonna build a harem. Oh, my microphone is in the way, I can't see the guy, god damn it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna blame my death on, yeah. Anyway, he has some sort of background, and, it's obvious, he at least, the guy can fight, right? So that's at least obvious, but we don't really know why, because he is way better at fighting than he should be, than any just normal guy, because he sells himself as a normal guy. He goes around telling people that, yeah, I am just a guy, and, that's the fucking facade he puts on, but it is clear that he is, he has some fucking backstory, and I don't really know whether I want that backstory. Yes, I want the backstory, but I don't really, I don't expect this anime to, deliver a well enough backstory to make me interested in watching the rest. Because I gotta be honest, if I get the backstory, and the backstory of our main protagonist guy is not good enough, and if the show isn't interesting by that point, I'm just fucking dropping it, because it is not, it's just not that good. Like, yeah, sure, it's fine for when you are hungover and slash sick, I guess. It's fine for just passing the time, but not much more than that. With that said, I'm probably gonna watch more, like, fucking today. But maybe not. I could, I don't know. Just to get some sort of progression in my life, I should probably finish Psalm Run 100 first. Also because it's just a fucking 12 episode anime. Then I get, you know, the little funny dopamine rush from finishing an anime. So, you know what, 6 more episodes of Psalm 100 and I should be, I should be good. I also, there's probably a couple chapters more of Chainsaw Man out that I haven't read. I caught up with Chainsaw Man a couple, I want to say like a week ago, because I just haven't read it for like a decent while, and it was actually really fucking good. The big plot twist is that, I guess spoilers for Chainsaw Man, but the Famine Devil is not actually the Famine Devil. Who we knew as Fammy has been the Death Devil this entire fucking time. Which is great. I fucking love that. It's just yet another Fujimoto thing that, you know, it's yet another thing I had to keep track of. And if I didn't, like, I don't know, it feels a lot like JJK, where there are so many fucking moving pieces that I have to keep track of, and they are changing, like, all the time. And I don't really know if... Wait, I have full health that entire time? That's just crazy. There are so many moving pieces and just pieces in the background that come to the foreground if you are not careful enough. Like, there's a lot of shit to keep track of in Chainsaw Man, but that's what I like about it. So... yeah, essentially that's the big plot twist here, is that Fammy is actually the Death Devil, and the one we thought was the Death Devil that was just introduced is actually Famine. Which makes way more sense in terms of the powers. We haven't really seen the, you know, the actual Death Devil's powers yet, really. But Famine, the way she was introduced, you know, actual Famine Devil, was introduced, you know, just basically being immortal, you know, sucking the life out of everything, you know, she touches. And Famine, I gotta be honest, Famine is really fucking weak. But she's just immortal, so that makes her pretty strong. And it's also, I don't know, it's weird trying to power scale Chainsaw Man, because it's essentially the, oh goddammit, I thought you were gonna jump. The power essentially is bound to how scared society is of you, like how scared humanity is of a certain thing. For example, you know, fucking death is one of the greatest fucking devils of all time. The Darkness Devil, which we've only seen once, is also a fucking powerful as hell devil. But I could easily see something like the Famine Devil just being so fucking weak because of, you know, humanity's development. You know, nobody's really starving anymore. It's not like a day-to-day thing you're scared of. As, you know, we see a pretty huge development in terms of, like, can you hear my Discord sounds? I hope not. It's fucking annoying watching a video and then Discord sounds pop up. I guess that's why OBS has this streaming thing. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, you know, it's interesting to see how powerful Denji becomes Because yes, he needs to be powerful because he's the main character and he has a bunch of like responsibilities as the Chainsaw Devil. But like, you know, my main theory I have is that this fake Chainsaw Man is actually a Chainsaw Man. Like, he's the Chainsaw Man Devil. Because people are becoming so scared of Denji himself that there is a fucking devil made after him. And that's basically my theory. And there has been nothing to prove me wrong yet. So that's kind of what I'm hoping is happening. But also another one that, another devil that we've been introduced to just last chapter, at least what I have read, is the Fire Devil, who, you know, we've always kind of known that, yeah, the Fire Devil is probably going to be a thing that, you know, exists, but nobody really, we haven't seen the Fire Devil before. Or maybe we have, maybe we don't. That's the thing, like, these devil forms, we don't really know if we've seen the Fire Devil before. There's, again, there is so much shit to, like, keep track of in terms of the characters and who is who and who is on whose side. And especially with this, you know, the twist that Famine is actually fucking death. And then we have another character called Famine, and like, what are, like, all these other fucking complicated ass factions, like, whose side are they really on? Nobody really knows. So, yeah, that's, you know, I don't really know what to expect from the Fire Devil. It just kinda... It just kind of appeared. That's the very fucking last thing that has happened in the, you know, from what I have read, is that we just got the reveal of the Fire Devil after Denji fucking easily disposes of this fake Chainsaw Man. But we just get the introduction. We just get like, hello, I am the Fire Devil, and that's essentially what I've seen. So I have no real theories, also because the Fire Devil hasn't really been mentioned. It's just a thing we've all collectively had in the back of our minds that, yeah, this guy probably exists. But I could, there's probably like a chapter or two out of new material that we could, I was about to use a word that I don't really know what it means. We could read, that we could, yeah, so that's a thing. Another series that I need to catch up on is Gachiakuda, because it was a fun ass read when I did, but I just kind of stopped because there was a new arc and I had too many like things I read weekly. But I guess now, I say now as if it's not like a long ass time ago, but Jujutsu Kaisen is over now, so there's a free spot there, and I don't really. There's not really a whole lot of like Hunter x Hunter coming out, or Berserk, or I don't know what else, One Punch Man. The only thing I'm really reading weekly is, you know, One Piece. And, you know, again, the occasional Chainsaw Man, whenever I remember to do it, but it's not really high on the priority list. Whereas Gachiakuda, I just kind of forget. But I know it's gonna be probably very fucking peak, because what I've read so far, for reference, I'm about at chapter like 90 something. Whatever arc is about to start at that point. I don't really know. But that's the shtick. That's what I'm thinking about. On a daily basis. That's a lie. I'm about to die here. Wait, did I not have my Shadow Dash ready yet? God, the fucking Shadow Dash is so slow at recharging. Damn. Oh well, anyway. Gotta get back to fucking watching Classroom of the Elite. God, I hate my life. Oh well. Bye.